My hero, my grandfather. My grandfather, we used to call Achan, was born in a time when life was simple yet rich with traditions. But he was not just any grandfather, he was a master storyteller. His tales were our treasures, and every evening, we, the eager children, gathered around him to listen to his enchanting stories. With his vivid narratives, he transported us to mystical realms and ignited our imaginations. From the cunning Yakshi to the valorous adventures of legendary heroes, his stories shaped our dreams. His stories were no ordinary stories, they were woven with magic, intrigue, and a dash of spice to pique the children's curiosity. The children would sit with curiosity, their eyes wide with anticipation. His stories were not just meant for entertainment, they were fountains of wisdom. Through his tales, he imparted lessons about bravery, kindness, and the importance of family and community. He shared the values that had been passed down through generations, and in doing so, he instilled in us a deep sense of pride in our heritage. One evening, as the children approached him to listen his stories, he began his tale. Once upon a time, he started, his voice carrying a hint of mystery. In a faraway forest, there lived a powerful and mischievous Yakshi. She was known for her enchanting beauty and her cunning tricks. The children leaned in closer, their imaginations running wild. This Yakshi, he continued, had the power to shapeshift into any form she desired. She would often take on the appearance of a stunning maiden to lure travelers deep into the forest, where they would become lost forever. Gasps of astonishment filled the air as the children hung onto every word. His eyes twinkled with mischief as he continued. But me, a brave and clever, was not so easily fooled. I heard of the Yakshi's treacherous tricks and decided to confront her. His words painted vivid pictures in the children's minds. They could almost see him, his eyes sharp and determined, preparing to face the fearsome Yakshi. He continued, I ventured into the forest, armed with a sword, and as I walked deeper into the heart of the woods, I encountered the Yakshi in her beguiling form. He paused, allowing the tension to build. He said with a twinkle in his eye, I saw through her illusion and challenged her. The children couldn't contain their excitement. They urged him to reveal the outcome. With a sly grin, he continued, one moonlit night, when the entire world seemed to be asleep, I was walking along a lonely road, my path dimly illuminated by the soft glow of the moon. As the midnight hour approached, a strange sensation filled the air. I felt an airy presence, an otherworldly energy that sent shivers down my spine. I continued down the road, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling, when suddenly, a breathtakingly beautiful woman appeared before me. She was like no one he had ever seen, with long, flowing hair, luminous eyes, and a mesmerizing aura. The woman, who introduced herself as a Yakshi, looked at me with an enchanting smile and invited me to her mysterious dwelling deep within the forest. Her voice was as alluring as her appearance, but my instincts told me that something was amiss. I remembered the tales passed down by my ancestors about these supernatural beings, the Yakshis, who were known to be both enchanting and dangerous. I knew that to protect myself, I needed to rely on the wisdom of my forefathers. I had heard stories about how offerings of bitter leaves, pan, and slaked lime, chuna, could appease and deter evil spirits, including the Yakshis. So, I reached into my pocket, retrieved some bitter leaves and chuna, and handed them to the Yakshi. Upon receiving the offerings, the Yakshi's radiant smile faded, and her beauty began to wane. Her enchanting aura slowly diminished, revealing her true form, a malevolent spirit. With a mournful wail, she vanished into the night, leaving me unharmed and relieved. The children erupted in cheers and applause, their hearts filled with awe and admiration for his bravery. His stories not only entertained us but also imparted valuable lessons of courage, wisdom, and the triumph of good over evil. He knew that these stories would stay with us forever, guiding us through the challenges and adventures of life, just as they had guided him in his own encounters with the mysteries of the world. And so, beneath the ancient banyan tree, the legacy of storytelling continued, weaving generations together with the threads of imagination and wisdom. As I grew older, I realized the profound impact my grandfather's stories had on my life. I inherited his love for storytelling and his passion for preserving our cultural heritage. With his guidance, I began to learn the art of storytelling. My grandfather passed away peacefully at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy of stories, wisdom,